Thank you very much for that. I am Potassium F, joined with me right now with Mifa as well. We don't really have that much time for a break here.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to be actually kind going back to back matches so far. This block is generally, pretty short considering we have the next 2 minutes, or I guess the next 5 minutes from there. We're going to be having the repeat of the 2019 match, which is the South Korea versus Philippines. Although Philippines coming in the winner's bracket, which means South Korea has to win twice against Philippines in this case.
Yeah, there's actually a couple of advantages that Philippines have right now, being part of that winner's bracket coming in. Korea, of course, just winning that loser's bracket final. But Philippines have the advantage that they only have to win once. Korea has to win 2 times against the Philippines right now. So we are potentially looking at a very long night of matches. If South Korea manage to win this next match that's coming up, there will be another one immediately after. Exact same matchup, exact same map pool. So this could be a very, very long match, especially since we know, of course, South Korea, they have the ability to be able to beat the Philippines, even though Philippines did win just before.
Yeah, absolutely. Although it's not something that South Korea has, is that information on what Philippines will actually going to be playing for the Grand Finals map pool, considering, Grand Finals map pool has been generally quite difficult for most of the players anyway. Although some players can be able to FC, some players be able to making sure they have minimizing the miscounts and so on. Even the accuracy gonna be taking a little bit, but although Philippines gonna have a fresh new slate to work with, and hopefully they're gonna be able to withstand the amount of South Korea's pressure they have.
Okay, one thing there though, the players should not be able to FC these maps. That is absolutely ridiculous. I don't know how that has been happening. I don't know why that's been happening, but these players are just absolutely out of their minds how good they are overall. But you are right, Philippines is coming into this very fresh, right? They've probably just had their warm-ups and should be good to go, peak condition at this time. Whereas South Korea, they've just come off of a fairly long match themselves. So there is the chance that Dressurf and YZ feeling a little bit of fatigue in their hands right now. But that said, when players are of this caliber, they should still be okay to play out the map pool.
Yeah, considering the scenario here, if South Korea actually won and get a bracket reset, that also meant they actually gonna be playing 3 sets of matches, like absolutely insane. So that's like what, two and a half hours, 3 hours straight of instant barrage of Grand Finals map pool. That's kind of insane.
And they have to win every single one of them. If they want to win this tournament, they have to win 3 times in a row, just non-stop. It will be, basically, as you said, I think it has to be at least 3.5 hours straight. If that match just then took 1 hour in full, this match right here, I think it's going to be very, very hard fought as well.
Yeah, they're gonna have a tough wall to climb from this point onward, especially the fatigue starting to wear thin on South Korea's side. Although I don't think that would have too much of an issue of being on the fatigue side of things.
Yeah, we are potentially only 1/3 of the way through this single session of Mania that we're witnessing between these players, and well, it looks like we've got the players in the lobby already. Maybe gonna start seeing the picks and bans coming out fairly soon. But I think there's a fairly clear-cut strategy for either of these teams. Just like what we saw in the previous match, Philippines has been picking the LN maps. And against South Korea, that does seem to be a good option. There was a little bit of opportunity that we saw Malaysia managing to exploit there in the LN maps.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like this has a similar strategy. For, like you said, that Philippines are going to be picking long node picks on most of the matches anyway, and although they have a couple of hybrids on their sleeve, so it's not out of the woods for South Korea just yet to even play them straight up. Although Rice picks are kind of up in the air for Philippines, because we don't know what Philippines is going to have to, making sure they're going to have it picking straight up.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting, especially when we get, as you said, those Rice picks, the hybrids. Not exactly sure how it's going to pan out overall, but we do know that all of these players, we see 8 names here. All 8 of these players are ridiculously strong. I think both teams should be fine overall with the scaling up into the grand finals, the level of difficulty raising. We did see South Korea, of course, just then. They are very, very strong as expected. So it's just whether or not the Philippines can keep up with that level of play. And they do have some information as well. They do have some information about what picks South Korea are going to go for. They have information about what kind of scores they get on some of these maps. So it could be very helpful for the Philippines to determine what they go for, what they feel like they're safer with.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I mean, at the very least for the Osamania 7 community, none of these names are unrecognizable. You can clearly see that these names are pretty much becoming a brand for themselves. Like, you have Boji, Arona, Kura, and Berry, and those players are absolutely like the top-notch stuff for basically for the Philippines. And South Korea, they have all their names right up in their sleeve. They have also their brand for themselves. So we're battling between 2 brands altogether, and they're gonna be playing absolutely out of their minds here, basically.
Yeah, you would have to expect something spectacular is about to happen when we see names like this in the same lobby. And it looks like the rolls are coming in.
66 for South Korea. Not bad for a roll, but could be better. Oh, no. Well, Boshi is rolling 35 for Philippines.
Okay, so South Korea does win the roll here after losing their roll against Malaysia. Evens out. So it is going to be the Philippines banning their first map. You would have to imagine maybe one of the Rise picks would be the guess against a team like South Korea. I see Minerva as something that...
Yeah, well... yeah, Minerva it's not something that South Korea will have to, like, making sure they get a free point on, because Minerva is an absolute anti-act pick.
Yeah, when we're talking about just raw physicality, that's definitely... one of those picks in the pool. And South Korea, I mean, you know, you just look on the leaderboards, they have the raw physicality, they have Dressurf and YZ, and yep, it's going to be that ban coming out from Philippines. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, well, South Korea has been dominating pretty much on the getting 930k-ish for Dressurf on something like this is not like, it's not something that Philippines don't want to touch on.
And, oh, interesting. We're going to see a bit of a switch up on the bans for South Korea. They're not going to be banning the same pick as before. They're going to go for the LN Density, actually. That is a pick that they did lose against Malaysia, but it was a fairly close map, if I remember correctly.
Seems like Philippines doesn't want to play it, actually, apparently.
Thank God. Okay, there you go. So both teams liking that set of bans coming in here, but it is going to be South Korea's pick, so it'll be interesting to see what they go for. Interestingly enough, the Jack pick Azure Box is up, not banned this time, and we know that South Korea have very much liked the Jack pick so far in this tournament.
Philippines will probably making sure they have a decent advantage of making sure they're gonna be winning every single LM picks, because otherwise South Korea will gonna have that edge to making sure they're going to be retaliating with their own picks. So Philippines will basically have 2 lives on the line. So if they lost this life for bracket reset, they still have another chance to making sure they're going to take a point. Although South Korea will be picking Frums again. The Ultra Lasers.
Yeah, this is the mixed Rise pick, the one that's very long, 4.5 minutes long. So we're going to see these players coming in here to play very soon. You would expect the same 2 players for South Korea. They've been playing every map so far today, Dressurf and YZ.
Yeah, although Dressurf needs to switch up though.
Yeah. Yep, Dressurf for Team Philippines here, switching sides at the last moment.
And Kura absolutely be staying in for the 100% the entire tournament. So making sure the Philippines gonna have their big guns up and ready.
Yeah, and I wonder if we're going to see a switch out at some point in this match as well. Last week in the finals map pool, Berry did play every map, so Kura and Berry were the 2 for Philippines. But we do know, of course, Arona is extremely strong as well. Boji, I think, is still suffering from an injury, so we may not be able to see him this match.
Yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to this, you feel like you would want to have a 4th player for the team. So unfortunately, having 3 players is something like a handicap but also making sure that the other 3 players will be able to play the rest of the pool.
Yeah, I do think that even without Boji, it is a bit of a loss, but at the same time, the other 3 players have a lot of firepower still within them. All 3 players being extremely strong, and we're going to get off to the first map here. This is South Korea's pick, so they're going to look to start off with a little bit of an advantage here going into the rest of the match.
Yeah, starting out with the first pick does seem to have YZ have a bit of a issue on the intro, which should be not bad. Although Kura takes off on the first miss, oddly enough, on the intro.
Yeah, some early misses here, but overall evening out between the 2 teams. It's going to be Berry and Dressurf tying. Oh. Berry finds a miss. Okay, only Dressurf is with the full combo already so early on into the match. And it's going to be South Korea with a little bit of a lead. Although this is a very long map, so that shouldn't be too safe just yet. Another miss from Berry.
A consecutive drop by Berry seems a bit odd, especially on this intro. Nothing too fancy going with the patterning, especially that some kind of patterning does start to ramp up a fair bit.
Here we go, getting in another miss from YZ. That's going to even it out just a bit. As far as accuracies are concerned, though, South Korea, with Dressurf on that kind of accuracy, is going to be a little bit in the lead here. 99.78 is extremely high.
Making sure the ag game is still alive for South Korea, although they're still not on the denser parts of the map yet. It's still like 3/4 of left, although Kura finding a miss. Oh, Dresser finding a drop on there. Great section.
That was quite a lot of misses, I think, at once. That dropped a significant amount, almost 0.3% for Dressurf in that one chord. So now this is actually going to tie things up just a little bit. The accuracy lead is gone now. The Philippines should start clawing their way back.
Some weird snapping is going up, and the speed patterns corrupt up until here. Doesn't seem to phase up too much of the players in the lobby right now. Although the lead's kind of shrinking for a fair bit. YZ taking the drop on that speed section. There's still no lead whatsoever here.
Yeah, now this is flickering back and forth. I think with YZ still below 400 combo, this might be in favor of Philippines, but no, Kura and Berry. Those are huge misses.
They're back on 400 combo for South Korea, so Philippines is going to have to play the catch-up game right now. 6,000 point lead outright at the moment.
Silver lining in those misses is they did not lose much accuracy at all, so the accuracy lead is basically non-existent for South Korea. A couple more misses could give Philippines back the lead, but we are still only halfway into the map.
Still halfway in.
Still.
The lead's kind of shrinking. I feel like Dresser is trying to preserve combo as much as he can.
Yeah, the combo is what really matters right here. It's the biggest reason why South Korea has
the lead. Taking a drop there? There's a bit of 2,000 point lead. There's no point whatsoever here.
Look at this accuracy. 99.47 on 3 players. 3 players have the same accuracy now.
Watch these break sections. Gonna tank a lot here.
Oh my god, look at the point lead. It's less
than 2,000. Before the storm. There's a last corner left.
I hope these players have the scoreboard turned off. This would be way too nerve-wracking right now for them.
Bit of 200 from the Philippine side here. Custom the court stream doesn't see. Why is he taking another drop right there? Does seem to have a little bit of edge in the Philippines.
But act drop from Berry. This is going to be still in South Korea's favor. Berry finding a miss as well.
Dresser business. Only Kuro's left with a big combo. Why is he fighting at the 400 now? There's no lead still up until this very point.
But it's looking like it's just barely staying in South Korea's favor just by a little bit.
I saw that flicker towards the Philippine side. Why is it drop? Berry also dropping as well.
Oh, but they're holding it. South Korea managing to hold their lead just barely. The only one holding combo throughout this entire section is Kura. But multiple misses from Berry, and that looks like it seals the deal at the very end of the map.
Wow, Berry is taking so much damage on that literal dense patterns here, and South Korea is going to edge it out with a 34k point lead. That was very close up until the last 20 seconds.
That is the closest 34k point lead I've ever seen. That should not have been 34k points. The ending section, I think, just Berry running out of stamina just a little bit at those end parts. But overall, we can see the scores. If 970k is the average between some of these players. This is a very, very high-level game, and South Korea manages to take their first point.
Yeah. Fortunately, that was South Korea's pick, so Philippines doesn't have to take too much pressure on that point, especially this is not their pick. So Philippines are going to have to making sure they retaliate with the correct pick for themselves.
Yeah, it is Philippines' turn to pick, and the LN picks are looking quite good right now for them. It's just a matter of which one do they want to go for first. They have information about South Korea's scores on 3 of these, that is.
Yeah, absolutely. 3 of these are pretty much beneficial for them. I mean, actually, like, given Ultimate Weapon was banned by South Korea from the last match, so it's still a bit of a question mark that Philippines want to go with that too. Oh, they're going for the Rickroll.
Okay,
all right.
We're Never Gonna Give You Up Rickroll map. Very first pick from the Philippines. This is a fairly tricky one overall to try and, get accuracy on it in any way due to the releases.
The nature of this pool does seem to revolve around funny patterns and funny songs.
Yeah, we are well into the kind of difficulty where these players are not going to be focusing on accuracy as much as just, holding onto the combo, really.
I mean, most importantly, they're going to be having fun for most of these maps anyway, so it doesn't seem to stress them out too much.
So same 4 players looking to stay in for this one. I think we may get a repeat of last week, where the same 4 players played every map.
I mean, any athlete is basically does nothing because it gets to a point it gets worse up until the ending. So any lead is basically nothing.
Well, early miss from Berry. That's going to give South Korea a little bit of a lead. But in terms of accuracy, it's actually Team Philippines that's in the lead for the accuracy. So this lead is very, very tiny, and YZ now missing.
Wow, YZ actually been struggling with the accuracy, 98.2 up until the intro.
Both Philippines players close to 99%. Dressurf also holding 99%. So that accuracy is definitely what's keeping Philippines in the lead.
Not by much at the sound of things. These patterns are just absolutely gross, and I don't know how these players are going to manage throughout all of these. Berry taking another drop there. Why is it trading that out?
Those 2 players on the bottom just trading back and forth, but Berry finds another one. Kura now finding a miss. That's an FC gone.
Also the Dresser too.
Okay, both players from South Korea missing it. It's just going to go back and forth, back and forth. Both players again from South Korea now. Philippines
Philippines managed to stabilize now.
A little bit in the lead, but we're only halfway through. Dressurf with another miss. All of these accuracies now have all evened out. They're all so similar.
Philippines basically the same mirror for each other, 98.65 throughout the entire way through.
And this accuracy from South Korea is basically the same as well. Just YZ. I mean, look, once again, we have 3 players on 98.71. They're exactly the same for 3 players. YZ is a tiniest bit behind.
Although by tiniest bit behind, it does depend on how many misses you have. Although Kura did find another miss for their side. Although the lead doesn't seem to switch too much yet.
Yeah, fairly clean miss. Accuracy is still high for Kura, so this lead shouldn't change too much.
7 key jacks.
Well, YZ and Kura those were both heavy misses, but I think YZ dropping a little bit more accuracy, and Dressurf, YZ both missing now. Berry trades it, but Kura still holding on above 400 combo.
Yeah, until the ending does seem to manage to find a struggle for both sides here. Does have a little bit of an accuracy drop here and there, but I don't think it's gonna matter since Philippines have such a huge lead by now.
Yeah, they've managed to miss just slightly less than South Korea have, and this accuracy is still well in their advantage. So it is going to be about 20,000 points the lead for Team Philippines. Going to tie it up 1-1, so both teams winning their own picks right out of the gate.
Look how similar for Kura, Berry, and Dresser. 98.59, 98.63, 98.61. These are deviation of by 0.2%.
The scores and the
0.02%.
accuracies. The accuracies and the scores, everything about those three scores are so ridiculously similar to each other.
I mean, if you could match up two of these players on a 1v1 setting, this is like nothing for Elite.
Yeah. Look, 200 points is the difference between Kura and Dressurf. They are perfectly tying each other.
To be seeing oh boy, Shorecrab is the pick for South Korea now.
Yep, really going to be flexing this late game physicality in terms of the Rise picks that South Korea have on their side. This is going to be the speed pick, of course, 999 BPM.
By 999 BPM, you mean like the speeds are increasing up to 1,000-ish BPM, which is not quite fast than what I'm assuming. I've seen BPMs faster. I've seen BPMs faster than this, though. I've seen BPMs faster than this, honestly. I mean, if the patterns are just basically revolved around jump trail or something like that, this is probably the easiest that you can think of.
Oh, I mean, if it was jump trail, that would be fine, but unfortunately for the players, this is not exactly jump trail patterning. This is a little bit harder than that. And we're going to see how these players fare on these kind of delay speed streams. It's actually Dressurf to find the first miss.
Boy, comes to jump delay here. Doesn't see Kura after the miss Berry as well.
Kura, Berry, Dressurf all missing. YZ is the only full combo right now.
Berry rushing that really heavily, 98% right until the first burst there.
Yeah, YZ actually did drop. Dressurf did drop as well. This score lead is actually in favor of Philippines now. YZ
oh my god, YZ! Kura's backing up that accuracy after that long pole drop.
Oh, Berry finds a few misses traded with Dressurf, but that accuracy drop from Berry is quite significant.
Oh my god, there's a lot of things going on here.
South Korea now in the lead. We're at the halfway point. There's no way. They can't keep doing this. They can't keep getting away with this. This is 1,000 points at the break section again. Stop.
Alright, don't ghost tap this. Please.
You do not want to have a silly miss here. And, you know, with the point lead this close, that could very well matter a lot.
Concept massive. So there's a lot of rushes by Kura there.
But holds on. Accuracy still relatively intact for all players. It's now South Korea overall with the accuracy advantage. That's what's really giving them the lead. But we've seen how quickly the ACK can tank on some of these patterns. We're at the very end of the map now. And everyone is holding on to such massive combos. YZ finding a miss, Dressurf finding a miss. Is that enough? Kura!
Oh, Kura misses as well.
Oh, and Berry misses as well. So that's going to be South Korea managing to hold on to their lead that they made throughout that accuracy. But that was not a very strong win. That was very close, you have to feel. But a win is a win. At the end of the day, South Korea manages to take another point on their own pick.
That lead was not healthy at all, given to the middle section.
Yeah, I mean, you have to feel that, like, one less kind of awkward act drop from the side of Philippines. You know, one of these act drops happened a couple times for Kura and Berry. If one less happened, I think that would have been enough for Philippines to steal it away. And it is going to be 1-2 now. Philippines are going to be getting their next pick. No breakpoints have happened so far in this match, and Philippines still have 3 LN picks that they can go for. So we'll see which one they decide to go for. I have to imagine it's one of the LN picks. I can't imagine any of the other picks being picked up, but potentially a hybrid if they want to get spicy, but Ultimate Weapon and Digital Life Hack are the 2 maps that we've seen scores from South Korea on. And Batsubyo obviously being the coordination pick is a little bit of a curveball that I think Philippines might want to save for a little bit of an extra... Oh, no, never mind. They're going for it right away. The coordination pick is going to be picked up by the Philippines. Okay, one that we haven't seen before so far this weekend. And the same 4 players that we've come to expect, looking like they're going to be staying in.
Seems a bit of a curveball pick.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. This is going to be first one that we see that we haven't actually seen in the previous match. So a bit of an unknown for both South Korea and Philippines here, but we've seen how strong Philippines are in their LNs in general.
I mean, given that if Philippines trying to win this, if they do win this, then they have gonna be the extra information to have against South Korea later on if South Korea managed to get the bracket reset.
Okay, and it's looking like they're readying up now. So the second pick from the Philippines. This match really does feel like it's going to come down to who gets the first breakpoint and when. Right now, it's South Korea's opportunity if they want to be able to take this early breakpoint in the match.
Seems like a frequent thing that Barry using Mirror for the entire map, for almost the entire map pool.
Yeah, of course, Mirror doesn't have any effect on the score or anything like that. Just really reverses the playfield, so no difficulty increase or decrease there.
Just making sure that some hand motions are more comfortable on one thing, so hopefully Barry does feel that way. Although the lead doesn't seem to take up a lot of stride here, although Kura and Dresser. The first miss actually coming out from South Korea here.
Barry finding a miss, YZ trading it though, so 2 misses to 1. Philippines are in the lead by a little bit, but this accuracy from Barry has tanked quite a lot.
Oh wow, yeah, Barry is actually hitting quite inconsistent on the early side here, making sure that it releases pretty much earlier on.
Dresser finding another miss, and I think that might be enough to tie up the score here, even with this accuracy advantage for South Korea.
Yeah, Barry needs to manage the releases correctly, although Kura finding the drop there as well. Doesn't seem to take up a lot of a lead so far, but Barry does seem to figure it out how to release it now.
Yeah, Barry's still hitting quite early on a lot of these, you're right. And it's now 98.3, it's not looking like it's raising that much higher, but YZ finding a miss. And these misses...
2 consecutive drops now, the lead is switching to Philippines now.
Yeah, Kura's accuracy, on the other hand, for Team Philippines is well ahead of everyone else in the lobby right now. And that's keeping the accuracy lead to a minimum.
Barry does need to making sure to release this properly, although yeah, why is it taking some consecutive drops now?
You know what? Barry doesn't even need to increase the accuracy. I mean, look at this combo. Just combo the rest of the map and you're good. Right, the misses coming in from South Korea looking like they're going to be enough to keep this advantage.
The full Allen releases now does seem to having some troubles with South Korea, but although Kura doesn't seem to face that at all.
Kura's just absolutely destroying this right now, maintaining this 99.4, only 1 miss earlier. YZ's still finding these repeated misses. This lead is growing bigger and bigger as we're approaching the very end of the map. It's looking like it will be a win for the Philippines.
That has no right to get a 978k on this map in particular. 37 with only a slider break, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, 0 misses on Barry as well.
How is Barry's ratio better than Kura, even with a 200 count?
Wait, actually, what? Yeah, you're right. What? Barry has better ratio. Hang on.
Than everyone else.
Wait, how did Barry get the... I'm actually confused. Hold on. Wait.
How is this happening?
I need to calculate this a little bit. How does Barry have the best ratio in the lobby?
That's also with a slider break too.
Yeah, the best ratio, but by far the most 200 counts. So there was something funky going on with some of the releases there on Berry's side. I guess probably just not trying to act the releases that much. Maybe just acting the initial hits of the LN. Maybe that's enough there.
Well, I mean, yeah, you're kind of right about that, but it does have some questioning to do.
Yeah, it's a funny score. It's a funny score. And the combo, at the end of the day, is what mattered. Because Philippines holding the combo for that long while South Korea got those misses, that is what decided that map. So, you know, discarding the ACK a little bit can be for the best sometimes when maps get this hard.
I mean, I wonder if Digital Life Hacker would be kind of Barry wants to play now.
Hey, I mean, the next time Philippines gets a pick, you have to imagine it'll come out very soon in the match. But for now, South Korea, they've got 4 left in that rice pool.
Oh yeah, right. Oh wow, they're going for beyond the Exel. Oh my god.
Never mind. No rice is going to be the answer for South Korea. They're going straight to hybrids. This is one that they played just before against Malaysia, but at the same time, this is one that you feel like Philippines should be fairly strong in. Philippines has been extremely strong with these hybrids.
This is a testament a test to gauge how well Philippines can do a hybrids on like this, something like this. So even though they won like the one hybrid from before, this is a bit different. I mean, not a bit different. There's a lot different approach into that.
Yeah, definitely 3.5 minutes long hybrid pick. It is a little bit of a window, you know. Obviously very early to call, but if we do end up in a tiebreaker situation, this might be a little bit of an indicator.
I mean, this is a crash course to a tiebreaker. This is like a mini tiebreaker, given the length.
Yeah, just a little one. Just a little one we're seeing. A little bit of a sneak peek window into the future. To see which team is really more comfortable on some of these highbreaker picks. But that said, I think both teams are fairly good at both LN and Rice we've seen so far. So these hybrids could really go either way.
The one thing that I'm worried about that Philippines does have in common is that given how long the pick is, it's gonna have some taxing on the stamina. So I feel like that's what Barry suffered from a lot of times.
Yeah, but we do see an early miss there for Dress Surf. It is very early on in the map, but it will give a small advantage to the Philippines out of the gates here.
Oh, these patterns. Everyone's having a lot of trouble on the one-handed bias patterns.
3 misses there. Berry, YZ, and Dress Surf all missing on those patterns. Kura finding the miss now. Nice. A little bit later. And more misses coming in from Berry and Kura. This is going to start getting the lead towards South Korea. This score lead's going to shrink.
Bottom row missing though. Why is it having a lot of trouble with the accuracy with a 98.4?
Yeah, YZ tanking quite a lot of accuracy, and right now Kura's actually beating Dress Surf in terms of the accuracy, so this ACK lead definitely in Philippines' favor. The misses have been slightly, I would say even, honestly. Now Berry getting another miss. So it's all in this ACK lead, really.
Leads are starting to stabilize for Philippines, although not much, since we're getting to the spicier stuff here.
And interestingly enough as well, you know, so far a lot of these patterns have been the Rice patterns that Philippines has been getting the advantage on.
This sucked here.
Okay, we saw a few misses from YZ and a couple other players earlier. YZ missing again.
There's one.
It looks like a break section, but easier said than done. These are basically jacks.
Alright, only one miss already the entire way through. Massive starting inflation right here.
11-star Pog. But here we go. Halfway into the map right now. And this lead for Philippines is looking pretty solid. Remember, this is South Korea's pick.
Alright, watch out for this the spiciest stuff. Although, why is it taking a huge bit of a drop there from after break?
Yeah, look at these combos.
12,000 lead.
3,000, 3,000, 2,000 with these combos on some of these players.
Hopefully, I mean, probably the combo doesn't gonna last long after the section, doesn't it?
Oh,
because this Allen section right here.
Yeah, we don't expect combos to be lasting this long in the first place.
There we go.
And here we go. LN section, you'd have to imagine this favors the Philippines though a little bit. And Dresser finding a miss, that's one combo gone.
Absolutely massively crushing this.
Oh my god. Berry, that's a big drop, but YZ trades it.
Kura holds on.
Kura is the only
this
one who's
managing to hold
on.
the Jack section. These patterns, dude.
5,000 combo. And this lead, it's staying so solid in favor of Philippines. It's not going down at all. Berry finding a miss now. That's actually going to get things a little bit closer.
7,000 point lead. Just one more LN section right here.
There's like a couple more misses. Berry and YZ trading. Kura missing.
Dropping as well.
But Dresser and YZ both finding breaks. And that's going to be Philippines holding.
This is coming to the end here. Everyone. Oh my god. That's 8,000 point lead for Philippines. Philippines holds on and takes that break point.
They managed to hold on to theirs and 970k for Kura.
3 misses throughout the entire way through.
And the only one, look at everything, the 200 counts, the miss counts, the accuracy, the only one above 99 is Kura. That is a crazy score. And that's going to be the first break point. South Korea loses their own point here. Now Philippines, they get to pick their own. And they have the opportunity now. 4-2 in this match would be a dream scoreline.
This is a make or break for Philippines right now. They have won their break point. And they're going to be picking Digital Life Hacker here.
They still have these two LN picks, so it makes a lot of sense. Digital Life Hacker? Yeah, it is going to be.
It could be, yeah. This is the thing. This is the thing that I'm kind of worried to see how it pans out for Philippines in the end, because given how Batsubio were a little bit weird on the score side, given there's only 2 slides of breaks through the entire way through, but it still holds on. Yeah, this is very traditional law school pick. In terms of song choices, this is the law school pick of all things.
Yep, this is taking the place of the VTuber LN pick, of course.
I mean,
the closest thing we have.
I mean, yeah, but I think the closest one was like the Rickroll one. That was in replacement of the VTuber.
Camellia VTuber, yep. But let's see how the players do on this one. This is Philippines' own pick. This is the pick that they need to win if they want to secure the lead in the match. But now South Korea, they're looking to try and break one back if they want to tie up the series.
And looks like the accuracy does favor South Korea, right? Not even phased at all with the releases.
Yeah, very strong start for South Korea, but Philippines not too far behind, 99.3, 99.5. And Dresser finding the first miss.
Just a very clean drop there, but I feel like the accuracy are very strong. Why is it 99.7 the entire way through?
Yeah, we can see the score lead bar is actually tiny, really tiny, because as you said, Dresser's accuracy is still very, very high, keeping up with Berry right now. YZ beating Kura out, so South Korea, a little bit of an accuracy lead.
Yeah, this is the weird section of the how to release it properly, but I feel like doesn't seem to have too much of an issue to making sure you have the very good accuracy.
And oh my god, this is tense. We still have 3 full combos still, somehow. A third of the way into the map.
I'm just not gonna very call it because the accuracies are very high. I mean, not for very, and why is it anyways?
And there go all 3 of them. They go
nice.
all 3 of the full combos.
Nice.
Kura and YZ trying to, they're finding another miss at the end there. So this lead is going to stay in Philippines' favor just for now.
It's still consistent through like 4,000 points throughout the entire, until the second half.
Yeah, this is just a few thousand points in the lead for Philippines right now. We still have half the map left. And we've seen some of these patterns towards the end of the map. This could very well flick over very fast.
I'm so scared just to look at the screen right now because the lead is nothing now. Why is it taking the drop again? Does extend the lead, but not for Kura here.
Yeah, lead cannot be extended. Kura finds a trade back, but it's the accuracy advantage right now.
I forgot about these bracket L and shield core stream here. Kura finds trouble there, yeah.
We can see Berry and YZ both have very similar accuracies, but Kura is above Dressurf right now by a little bit. Dressurf briefly dipping below 99%, but I mean, the combo from Dressurf.
Yeah, well, Berry's also has a probably very high combo. Not for Dressurf.
I should stop mentioning. I should stop mentioning anything. That's nice. Double misses, and Berry missing as well. Only Kura holding
patterns of all things.
Yeah, only Kura holding on there, and that's going to help Philippines quite a lot. They're going to start extending this lead. YZ missing again.
Yeah, having a bit of trouble making sure to hit most of the shield patterns in here anyway. I don't blame them for being this hard anyway. These patterns are kind of gross in this regard.
Yeah, these are absolutely brutal to be able to combo. We can see here.
This pattern kind of sucked.
Multiple misses here from South Korea. YZ and Dressurf.
Berry just holding on for some reason.
And Kura and Berry just absolutely crushing that ending section. Multiple misses coming in for South Korea. That's going to decide it. 4-2. Philippines are in the lead. A definite lead now by 2 points.
They still have some time to catch up for South Korea at the moment. They still have their own pick to make, so they're going to have to making sure they not go to tread into the hybrid territory for now. Because I wonder if South Korea wants to pick something alongside of the speedier core stream, or Love and Justice in this case.
Yeah, I think South Korea definitely should return to that rice pool. The brief venture into hybrid didn't quite work out for them, so the rice pool has to be the pick, and I wonder if, if they want to spice things up a little bit, we still have the Azure box.
Yeah, you still have like the Azure box, which is kind of like a very clear pick for making sure you have a core jack down to a point.
But core jack is just such a hard pick to make in tournament settings. Even if you are really strong on it, it's one of those picks that, just a couple slip-ups due to nerves, due to, stamina running out, and the point could be lost.
It's meant to be like, you have a very funny score if you can core jack well, because you're gonna have to rain down 50s everywhere, and you have bad chaining everywhere, and they're going for Love and Justice in this case, which is very understandable.
Yep, this is one that they picked as well. Showed very strong scores on this one, actually. Comfortable with the BPM overall, South Korea, but the trick with this one is the density, and we've seen the density with the brackets is a little bit crazy.
Yeah, so given how it was meant to be panned out for Sentimental Surge for like last pool, which is like around 190, and it's meant to be like a density pick. Although Sentimental Surge runs on a longer one, this is half the length, but this is absolutely a lot denser than that.
And Berry, perhaps with a little bit of information there in the chat. Berry said has no stamina to play this one. We'll see how it goes, but this one definitely a kind of pick that you would feel your stamina being tested on a lot, because even though it's just 2 minutes long, these streams are basically non-stop once they start here.
I mean, Chris is already taking an intro, although it shouldn't matter too much given the break in the intro.
Very, very early break. It is going to give a little bit of a lead over to the Philippines.
Dresser recovered very nicely after that break there. Watch those missiles just flying around if you're not careful. Why is that taking the first drop from the South Korea? Oh, no, Dresser!
Double missing. Why is that missing from South Korea as well? This is actually looking...
Philippines go!
This is looking good for the Philippines early on in this map.
Although this is starting to get a little bit denser from this point onwards.
Okay, I'm not gonna mention, no curse. But this is a solid lead overall. The accuracy also in favor of Philippines right now.
Just a tiny edge of that, although that made Kura with a 99.8, which is the basically the carry for the Philippines right here. Dresser catching up even with a couple of misses on there. Ooh, this point onwards, Kura dropping on that too.
Yeah, that's a big miss for the Philippines, but the accuracy is still really high for Kura. Still should be the top player in the lobby.
The last multiple combo now is only about 7,000 point lead. They're not out of the woods yet.
Absolutely not. We're in the last third now. And this point lead is very, very small. Still in favor of the Philippines. South Korea's missed just a little bit more than Philippines have, but they cannot be affording much more. Very YZ trading.
Very... Oh god, the lead starts to decline ever so slightly. Again, there's a bit of a chordy section, 100 BPM around that. Dresser! Oh my god! Watch this core stream section.
And YZ finding a miss as well.
Oh, wow.
The misses are coming in for South Korea.
This seems like a very solid point for Philippines right there, 5-2.
And Philippines hold on, they're comboing. Ooh, hang on.
Oh,
what am I looking at?
200.
Zero?
Yep.
Zero?
Alright, man. Alright, sure. Basically almost a miss flag, and 2 misses on 100. Yep, right.
What the heck is that? What? A brain malfunction.
Yeah, Dresser 3-200 is also very insane too, with like basically almost better ratio than Kura there.
These scores are not allowed. These scores are not allowed. Get this out of here. Philippines, that is the second breakpoint they've won. 5-2. This is a significant advantage now. They have their own pick. They have one more LN pick left. Philippines could secure tournament point if they win this next one.
Yeah, this is looking very dicey for South Korea, but on the other side, the Philippines is going to be picking Ultimate Weapon. Oh boy, this is the new trading on the LN that South Korea did ban on.
Ultimate Weapon here. This is the last LN pick. Makes a lot of sense. Philippines picking all the LNs, but this is the last one. And it's now South Korea's goal to be able to catch up. They are 3 points behind now in the match. If they lose this one, it's going to be 4 points behind. I don't think they want to be falling that far behind. They have to be winning a break point.
Yeah, they have to be winning on this pick and to be making sure they're winning on the next picks onward. And given how Philippines wanting to pick for something like Ultimate Weapon, maybe this is their Ultimate Weapon.
Yeah, we'll have to see, but the scary thing is for South Korea is that Philippines do know what their scores are. So Philippines picking this right now, I would imagine that they have the confidence to be able to take on what South Korea got before. So if South Korea want to win this breakpoint, they're going to have to play this a little bit better than they did against Malaysia.
I'm not sure if Barry wants to relay that information on the chat right now.
Okay, sight read. I mean, sometimes a sight read is your PB, and you'll never beat it for the rest of your life. That's how it goes, so...
I mean, I don't contribute to that belief, but sure, yeah, I guess.
It depends on the map very much. For a map like this, you would definitely want to play it at least a couple times before the match, for sure. But hey, I'm not sure if I'm going to believe exactly what Barry says in the chat every time. I think Barry just crush the chord stream Love and Justice.
Yeah, I mean, I don't share that belief, but sure, yeah. I mean, you do you, I guess. I mean, if it does happen to be a side read and somehow Barry MVP, so I just don't know what to say.
Yeah, actually, a good point as well is that if Barry is sight reading, then this will guaranteed be his PB. Huge brain.
Well, that's a huge brain. Yep. I mean, is sight reading the ultimate weapon? Because we're gonna find out real soon.
Yeah, we'll find out. So far, Philippines has been playing very well on these LN picks. Philippines have been playing very well on the LN picks. South Korea definitely has the potential. We know that they can win on these ones, but they're going to have to hold on because I feel like it's mostly been in the combo that South Korea have fallen a little bit behind.
I mean, the entire point of this map is to basically combo gaming. So yeah, I guess in this case, it's absolutely true.
We can see the teams, once again, they're fairly evenly matched as far as the accuracy goes. A little bit of an act advantage for Philippines right out the gate, but nothing too significant. YZ actually dropping below 99%.
Although, yeah, I mean, yeah, Barry seems to have higher accuracy than everyone else. Maybe you're right.
And Kura finding a miss. That's a second miss there. But Dress Surf trades it. So overall, it's looking like the lead is going to be staying... Oh, everyone missing.
In the bottom row, I mean, at the very least.
Yeah, but the difference between those misses was YZ finds a bit more of an accuracy drop down to 98.7, whereas Berry still has the highest accuracy in the lobby despite the miss.
Not sure that's a break.
No, that's not a break for Kura. Kura still has the combo. YZ did break though, so lead should start being built by Philippines now off of that, but it's not going to be by very much.
Why is that lead shrinking now? Oh god, the bottom row is actually tanking now. Dressa is coming back in an accuracy right now. I mean, he tried to match Kura in this case.
Berry accuracy is slowly going down, but still maintaining it high. Dress Surf and YZ both finding a miss.
Ow. This is looking at a very good position, although Berry seems to be missing right again.
Berry and YZ trading misses overall. This is helping Philippines out.
This is helping a ton here. Berry and Kura did find some eventual drops here and there, but it does seem to trade out most of the time.
Yeah, we can see it in this accuracy right now. Kura and Berry, despite having a couple misses themselves, they've managed to keep the accuracy up really high, 99.3, 99.17. Whereas Dress Surf's dropped a little bit in accuracy, YZ still hovering a little bit below that 99% mark. So that's why Philippines still find themselves a bit of an advantage going to the last quarter.
Last quarter here it comes now. Although the lead is just pretty much basically on Philippines' side right now. Doesn't want to get too complacent.
Yeah, traded misses. YZ and Berry both finding another miss. That's gonna even out in the end. Kura finding a miss though.
Kura finding a miss on the wall here, but doesn't seem to take too much accuracy. South Korea did fall off, and Philippines gonna be taking that 6 point. Potentially a tournament and game point now.
This is it. Yeah, Philippines win their 6th point, and now we are in a crazy situation here. 6-2. Philippines have a 4-point lead, and South Korea are now forced to win 4 points in a row and the tiebreaker.
They are 1 point away from taking that crown off South Korea for being the 7-key World Cup champions for about 3 years in a row.
Yeah, it has been a very long time since South Korea.
Or before in a row, actually. Yep. Oh, actually, it's Azure Box. Oh boy. Ooh.
Okay, this is going to come out from South Korea. This is one that I definitely think that South Korea can win on. They have been insanely strong. Probably the best core Jack team in the whole tournament.
This is gonna be interesting, as far as core Jack goes, you're gonna be expecting a funny score. Either a funny score, or you can just do this map at all. That's the point it goes, right? Because 140 BPM core Jack is on the 7-key territory. 140 is already fast, and it's already dense enough to making sure that you will actually falling down from like a 99 to a 97 if you ran out of stamina.
Yeah, the density in this map is kind of insane. The BPM is already really fast, so this is one that if you're comfortable with, it's possible to get a very, very high accuracy, but if you're not comfortable with Jacks, as you said, the AC will drop very, very, very quickly.
Yeah, just making sure you're not back-chaining to oblivion. Because back-chaining in this game is absolutely murderous to your score.
Okay, right off the gates, I'm sensing that South Korea is a little bit comfortable. Never mind. YZ,
wow.
a couple of misses early on, actually.
Does Kura trade? Oh, actually, Barry traded that out too. Though that's a very clean misses overall, though not too much in the way.
But YZ's already recovered the accuracy, now tying Kura's accuracy overall.
Barry actually taking the lead over that lead to Dresser now.
Kura and YZ both trading, but Kura finding the bigger accuracy drop. YZ missing again, but it's clean once again. Dresser!
Dresser! Oh boy, Dresser and YZ. Oh boy. This is already like about 10,000 point lead for Philippines, although this is just the first half. They still have to regain that composure.
Yeah, a bit of a break section. What are LNs doing in my rice map? This is the halfway point, and it's going to be, we can see, Berry is leading the way right now with 99.6%. 0.3 above both of the South Korean players, and that's giving them the accuracy advantage. The combo also in their favor just for now.
Alright, here comes the build up towards the core jack. Oh wow, Barry taking that first drop right there, and here comes again with the density. Tends to pick up tenfold.
Yeah, here it comes. This is the last third of the map. This is where we're going to see big drops if they do happen.
Making sure you have enough stamina to withstand the entire way through non-stop. YZ taking that first drop. Kura and Dresser actually breaking Kura, dropping again.
It's only Berry. Berry's the only one managing to hold on to this combo right now. Dresser fighting another miss. Another one as well.
It picks up tenfold up into this next layering.
Berry finding a miss, finally dropping that, but it lasted a long time, and now YZ finding a miss.
YZ and Barry trading out misses. The lead is not staying anywhere.
Yeah, Philippines, they're holding on to the lead, and multiple misses from South Korean members. There's no combo in South Korea anymore. I don't think they can...
Kura actually managed to carry his way through.
Kura,
and that is it. That is the point for Philippines. Philippines winning 7 Key World Cup 2023, taking that crown of South Korea, winning 7-2.
7-2. That was an insane performance from Philippines, and they're going to be taking the win. Philippines will be your Osimania 7 Key World Cup 2023 winners. First place, the only team other than South Korea to win in God knows how long, for years and years.
It takes about 4 iterations of 7 Key World Cup to get to this point, and Philippines has done it.
And my God, this is absolutely the dream team for Philippines right here. They've got the lineup, they had the lineup, and they absolutely crushed it in the later stages of the tournament here. So congratulations here, Kura, Berry, Boji, and Arona, the 4 players that will be winning this year's tournament. And of course, congratulations to South Korea as well, even though they fell short at the end in that last match. South Korea, of course, is easily one of the strongest teams in the world. Actually, pretty much the same 2 players that won the tournament last year.
Absolutely, especially for Dresser, NL 0133, and also YZ for taking that second place, dethroned from the 4th iteration of the World Cup as well. And also, we also cannot forget Malaysia also taking that on the 3rd on the podium as well, because Malaysia has been pretty much staying in for basically most of the rest of the 7 Key tournament so far, with Chewy, Eddie, and also Niaoje as well. And also for Z1 for the 4th player to Malaysia.
So the top 3 has been decided, and it is the first new country since, well, I believe the last time South Korea lost is 2016 in the 7 Key World Cup. So even though there was a couple years break in between, that's still 7 years.
Yeah, that is pretty much the four. It takes like 4 iterations to get to this point. Like the Philippines, despite the 2019, they have a solid run for the 2nd place in the tournament, although despite losing from a bracket reset that South Korea has on 2019. 2022 doesn't have around top 6, and this is the year for Philippines.
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely massive performance.
Yeah, it seems like we have some things probably setting up for the last point of this tournament as well. And I feel like we're probably gonna be having a tiebreaker show, which I feel like for
I think
one of these teams.
as tradition, I believe we should be getting into a little bit of a tiebreaker show point between the two teams, the two grand finalist teams.
Yeah, I'm kind of want to see how these teams will perform on such a high bar of a tiebreaker, especially a custom high bar tiebreaker from a featured artist as well. For these both teams here, this is absolutely wild from like in comparison to last year.
Yeah, bit of a showcase here. This is, of course, the custom song that was made by Katagiri for this tournament, for this tiebreaker. Unfortunate that we didn't get to see it in a match, but all the same, it is going to be played here by the 4 players that made it all the way this far into the tournament, the top 2 teams.
Yeah, this tiebreaker in particular so far has been pretty much wild from start to finish, and given how the build-up made to the middle and to the ending of this chart, when you saw the tiebreaker showcase for the Grand Finals Maple showcase, it's the ending is something else. So pretty sweet to take off. The
ending is brutal. The ending is absolutely crazy. I do not expect anyone to be able to hold combo for very long at all in the ending section. But we'll have to see.
The ending is just something else. Yeah, I mean, I would expect something like about 98% for both these teams. I mean, on average, I feel like, because this tiebreaker is just absolutely gross and disgusting.
I mean, 98 is extremely high still. I mean, send me in there, I'll get like 60%, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, you can, absolutely. You just put a no-fail, that's kind of the thing. Just basically mash the entire way through.
Yeah, it looks like we're still getting ready, just these 4 players. And here we go. We're going to see the very last map of the tournament here. A showcase between these 4 players on what is pretty much, well, the hardest map that we have in this tournament.
The hardest map that is not even the highest star rating.
Yeah, we did have an 11 star in the hybrid pool. That is very high.
I mean, if they don't get a higher score than Minerva, I'm gonna be so mad.
Here we go.
Elven coordination. Are kind of gross. The coordination between the jacks are kind of gross. Let's check out Barry in this case.
Yeah, coordination plus jacks is something that no one really finds comfortable, as you can see pretty clearly here.
Pretty clearly, yeah. This is just the intro, and I mean, all from start to finish, it's just what comes down, what this map is. There's a lot of 7P courses, I just noticed, what the...
And my god, this is really close actually. Both teams trading misses quite a lot. Kura is the only one with a massive combo right now.
And a 99 at that.
Yeah, actually the only one holding on to 99, and that was a really high accuracy before that miss just then. Both trading back and forth, both teams, but a few misses from South Korea. Philippines a little bit in the lead.
They're having the best time of their life trying to play this on a tournament setting, and I feel like, what if happens if they actually went to a tiebreaker? Like, legitimately. I just can't think of a better way to describe the scenario.
Yeah, Berry actually tanked quite a lot of accuracy. That's given South Korea the lead, despite, I feel like South Korea's been missing a little bit more than the Philippines have overall.
The patterns are kind of gross. It's just meant to be when the releases are like that. How many of these Ellens are related to some way?
Yeah, these Ellens are kind of brutal as well. I mean, just trying to hold any semblance of combo at all.
I can't relate to what these players are doing now.
Yeah, everyone finds misses. And this is still staying really close. This is within a couple thousand points still. YZ finding a miss. I mean, the score is basically tied now between the two teams.
How are these cores are so packed up between each other?
South Korea just pulling ahead just in terms of the accuracy. Berry is still trying to recover from that really early big accuracy drop, but here we're into another LN section.
It's the physicality. The physicality what makes it actually South Korea pulling ahead now.
Yeah, South Korea definitely showing their, late game physical ability. These Rice, these LNs as well, they're doing very well on so far. We can see about a 7,000 point lead.
I mean, I already said when we already at average 98%. Well, I mean, look where we are now. This is like around average 98 now.
Oh, but we still have the ending.
Yeah,
here we go.
Wow, that's some manip patterns.
Yeah, try holding a combo on these. No one can. No one in this lobby is able to hit any of these patterns at this point. South Korea actually pulling ahead quite a lot. More misses coming on the side of Philippines. And somehow, some way, despite everything that's happened, we have 3 players that are basically on the same accuracy.
98.1%. They're just basically on the 0.05% deviation.
Yeah, Berry struggling a little bit more. 96.6 right now.
Ah, yes. Long node coordination with just random misses on either of the jack or still the long node. And we still have like the last third, and oh wow, what is Kura? What? I mean, Kura is just basically having fun.
Oh yeah, Kura's mashing the keyboard right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Kura doesn't want to deal any of this now.
Kura's having a bit of fun.
Yeah, just go. I mean, Kura is just waiting until the ending. Probably Kura wants to combo the ending. Doesn't want to drain your energy throughout the entire way through.
Yep, there goes the score. So South Korea wins the tiebreaker. Yay!
I mean, can you imagine if that wasn't the case? That it actually South Korea trying to go for like a 6-6 scenario, and they actually go into a tiebreak legitimately.
We still have to see how the players are going to perform on this last section that's coming up here.
The ending is, by definition, to me, is unplayable. Yeah, like what?
Jack's tech, everything being thrown at them right now. Everyone finding misses.
Yeah, like you thrown in seven key jacks in between on already like a 200 BPM mini jacks. Yeah, that's sounds fair enough.
And we still have 2 players that are holding the 98% somehow. They actually didn't really drop in accuracy that much at all, which is shocking.
Yeah, like I already said, they are already averaging on 98%. I was right. South Korea is averaging on 98.05.
Well, you were right on that one, 98%. We will never know what the potential score could have been from Kura.
I mean, Kura is basically having fun. Doesn't really want to deal with this tiebreaker, so understandably so.
But yeah, it will be, at the end of the day, Philippines winning the match, South Korea winning that showcase for the tiebreaker. But congratulations to all teams that made the top 3 this weekend. This Grand Finals pool was absolutely insane. And I think everyone can agree that all 3 teams kinda crushed it.
By kinda, it does seem like you kind of that's kind of an understatement. So by kinda, you just mean like still 99% almost, like for every single picks in this pool.
Yeah, definitely insane, and we've really seen the extent that these 7 key abilities really go. But for now, congratulations to all the teams in the top 3. Definitely a congratulations for the Philippines here for winning. This is going to be our podium at the end of the day, at the end of the World Cup. And that is going to be us signing off on this last stream of the tournament.
Yeah.
Make sure you stick around though. I believe the next one we have is another World Cup just on the horizon.
I believe it's probably the Taiko World Cup, and I feel like the registration has also been open for that one too.
Yeah, make sure you check that one out. That's in the very near future. So That'll be the next time you see us stream on this account. But until then, thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.
Yeah, this is Mifa and Potassium. We're signing off. See you next time.